Oh, good evening, one and all. Sorry, my fault. No one else's tonight. All my fault. Sorry we're late. It would just be nice to blame someone else, and because it is someone else, but it was actually me tonight. Ugh, little midge, go away. Yeah, it's a bit stressed. Let's say a few good evenings to people. There's no Roy tonight. He's feeling poorly, bless him. He's had a chest infection that's sort of now turned into a cough and a cold and so he's struggling. He was struggling last week. Partly why we didn't have the show last Tuesday. And he's no better this. Well, he said he didn't think he could face an hour and a half. So he's struggling. So we wish him all our best. Get a speedy recovery, Roy. Hope you do. So say a few hellos. The Vaping Snowman, good evening. Patrick Pyle, good evening to you. Mark Trigwell, Mr. Intense. Lynn, evening Lynn. Paul and By, evening Paul. Ants in my eyes, evening Ants in my eyes. Thank you, YouTube, we're live. Daniel, evening Daniel. Who else we got? Eric, evening Eric from SimSigs. Patrick Barr said Northwest, evening Northwest. Adrian Mason, evening Adrian. Daniel again, Eric again. Graham, evening Graham. Albert Valenti, good evening to you. Rufus, good evening. Sneak a crafty vape in there while I scroll down and see if there's any others.
It's good filler, that.
Good filler. Murray Robertson, good evening, Murray. Graham, I've said. Cheech is in, is he? I'm the real Cheech. All right, I'm with you. Adrian, I've said. Craig, evening Craig. Richard Lewis, good evening. Vapor Queen. Becky, good evening to you. Graham again. Rufus. Who else? McTavish, good evening to you. Neil Ryder. Evening, Neil. Queen again. I must be getting near the bottom. Mark Trigwell. It's like waiting for the Rolling Stones to get on stage. My word, I don't think we're quite like that, do you? Can't get no satisfaction. Peter Kendall, good evening, Northwest. I said Craig. I think I said. If I didn't, hello to you. Guy Stewart, evening Guy. Neil Pitts, evening Neil. Mark Trigwell, did I say Mark? I think I did. Can't remember now. Oh, hello. Capillary Action Cheech. Good evening, Cheech. Roy.
That's a new one.
Good evening to you, Roy. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah, he's not on cam. He's non-COVID. He's got his chest infection. So, yeah, get well soon, Roy. I don't know if you heard what I said, but get well soon. Who else? John Vaping Joker. Good evening. What's this one? Free Rider Vapor. Good evening, Free Rider Vapor. Cool, that's a bit of a mouthful.
Hello, Gareth. Hello, Becky.
Who else? Richard Lewis. Did I say Richard? Can't remember. I know I said Guy. Nicky Maynard. I didn't say Nicky. Evening to you. And we're getting down the bottom now. Oh, Jezza Gates. Evening, Jezza. And I think, oh, Phoenix Vapes. There's another one. Evening, Phoenix Vapes. Now I'm there. Neil Pitt, I've said. Yes, we're there. Bosh. Right. How are you guys? Who wants to tell us what they're vaping on and say their hellos?
Nobody.
You want to go check first, Jackson?
Just sneaking in another crafty vape.
Of course I will. So we've got, obviously, the Aegis X with the Wasp Nano 2 RTA. So we've got that one. In there, we've got some of Jinx's Blackcurrant and Pear. If I can get it on camera. We've got the Odin 100 with the Digiflavor Torch. There we go. Bit of line of action. Not very shabby, that one. And in there, we've got a bit of Jinx, Raspberry and Rhubarb, the last little bits. And then we've got the Mdora Mini with the, I don't know if you can focus that very well, Ed 415. And in there, we've got a bit of Zeus juice, but I haven't got the bottle. It's, if I remember rightly, I think it's the Cuban one, number 6 Cuban. So, and that is the 415. Review is up on channel if anybody wants to have a chamois over there and have a little look.
Well, we'll have a little chat about the 415 because I haven't seen your review, so we'll have a chat about that in a little while. So, and you're done, Jackson, yeah?
Well, we're done, yeah. I got cheeky whiskey and coke, and that's about it.
There is, but just before we move on to McTavish, there is a comment on here from Northwest for you. I'll put it on the screen so you can read it. Just want to say Jackson did a great job on the 415 review. Made me want one even more now. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Northwest. Appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go. I thought I'd put that on while I still had it in my eyeline.
Lovely.
James, what are you vaping on?
Thank you very much. And I agree with Northwest. It is a very, very good review. So I'm on the H24. I've got with the Asmodus Zestia. That's not really showing up very well on my... That's that. And inside that, I've got some Charlie Chalk Dust Sister, and it's the Sea Salt Savoury Caramel and Ice Cream. Another one you can't see because of the glare of my light. I also have the Ripley sitting on the Arachnid. This industrial looking McMud.
Oh yeah,
and I've got some of my French toast and cappuccino tobacco in there. Some of my breakfast. And last but not least, I have the Luna with the Hadley sitting on the top, and I've got some Shake 'em Up in there.
Shake 'em Up.
And yep, Shake 'em Up in there, and that's me.
That's
done
you.
And dusted, and over to the boss himself.
Lovely, the boss, eh? Yeah, I've got one or two newish bits tonight. There's a dual one that's new. No, let's do this one first. Thunderhead Creations. I'm going to put it under the camera there. I don't know if you can all come here, you. Don't do this to me. There you go. Can you yeah. Thunderhead Creations. They sent me their new mouth to lung RTAs. They sent me the Elite, and they sent me the what's the other one? Hang on, let's get the box out. I've got the other one on the go as well. I've got two on the go. Oh, so that's the Elite. So the Elite comes in this. Let's do it on here. The Elite comes in this sort of aluminium canister with all the inserts underneath. Pretty good, that. Package contents. There you go. Elite mouth to lung RTA, spare glass tube, accessories pack, multiple air inserts. So that's that one. So if that's the Elite, what's the other one called?
Pro.
Well done. Thank you, James. I was just
Sorry, that was like verbal diarrhea. I was like, Pro.
Yeah, so well, that one says Elite on the package. That's bizarre, isn't it? So there you go. There's the package for that. But they're on order actually. I think they've been sent today or tomorrow. They sent them through as a sample 2 and a bit weeks ago, and I think I mentioned the week before last that I had a new RTA, but I couldn't talk about it because they didn't want me to. And that was this one. So I've been trying it. I've got both of them here. I've got one on the Ed Arty. Look how tiny this little Ed Arty is. Look at that. If I put that up on my hand.
Yeah, it's tiny, I know.
18650. They are tiny. So I've got...
What's the difference, Mark, between the Elite and the Pro?
Well, the Elite comes... This is the Elite. This comes with this sort of armoured tank here. You can put a glass on them. And there's the Pro that comes with a glass.
Yeah.
So that's all it is really, and the Elite has all the airflow options as well. But again, you can buy them as a separate. Oh, get off the light.
Yeah.
There they all are.
Yeah.
They also sent me some thunder coils,
Yeah.
which are actually pretty good. So I've ordered these as well. I don't normally go a lot on a lot of the coils that are made by some of the manufacturers, but they're a mouth to lung and they come out at 0.6 ohms. And for anyone who wants my theory was, I thought if anyone wants a lower ohmed mouth to lung coil, that will facilitate them rather well.
Yeah.
And they sent me one of these baby alien coils as well, which I haven't opened up yet, which they're handmade. So I haven't tried that or used that yet, but so I haven't ordered them. But all the tanks and all the bits are coming, spare glasses, all on their way. Be here in, I'm going to guess, 3 days to a week, something like that. And as soon as they arrive, or maybe before, I'll get them on the website. So if anyone's interested in, has anyone else reviewed this RTA? I know Mike Vapes did because I had to wait till he'd done it. I think.
I know
Oh, I
Vic
don't know.
has. I know Vic's definitely done it, and he had be obviously I'm only going off from what he had said. They're basically the same tank, but you already mentioned it that if you don't like having that metal plate on the tube, you can make it full glass.
Yeah.
But you said that the tanks are essentially identical, just how they're presented is totally different. So one's in like you showed like the tube, the metal tube, and the other one's in like a pouch. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they do seem particularly good, well made. They're very well made. So I'm quite impressed. Quite impressed. So I'll be doing a review as well. I did hope to get it done the weekend, but I had other issues, mother issues, the weekend, so it didn't get done. So yeah, struggling with her a bit at the minute. But there you go. Another story. So yeah, I'm on those. I think it's not. Where's my other? In my pocket. I'm on the Mod 2. That's a bit like Monge 2, Rodney. Mod 2. With it's not the diesel. It's whatever the rebuildable is. I've been in touch with Ambition. They're going to send this Friday to me. So they'll all be in stock soon. Again, they'll be on the site in the next few days. But I did ask them if they would do the inserts I think I showed them last week, for the rebuildable. I would like them with 3 air holes in, because they do one with 2, one with 4, and one with 4.
It will be cool.
So I think going by memory, it's a 1.2 mil opening, a 2 mil, and a 2.5. I just wish they'd done something about a 1.6, 1.7 mil. So they're going to have a look into that and see if they can make some for me. So if they can, they'll be sent with the order. I did also say maybe you could send. So it'd be interesting to see what you think of this in chat. Let me show you the air inserts for those of you that haven't seen it. I did also say that, can you send me some blanks that haven't been drilled at all, so people can drill their own preferred airflow air hole in? What do you think of that? What do you think in chat?
Yeah, good idea, yeah.
I was going to say a lot of the especially the old school kind of billet box makers and things like that would love that kind of idea.
Yeah, well, it just means if you like a really tight airflow, you can put a tight pilot hole through it, can't you? And if you just want one big hole, you can. Whatever. Let's see if I can get this up a bit in shot. There you go. So one's got 4. This one here has got 5 with a big one in the middle. Yeah. And this one is the smallest one. Hold that up there. Come on. It's got 2. But this one I find... I'll tell you what that noise was in a minute. This one I find a little bit tight. It's nice, but...
From what I can see in chat, a relatively positive idea. Good idea, great idea on the getting
Is
the
it?
blanks, the
Yeah,
blanket
I just
pins in
think
you.
drill your own. We all like to tinker, don't we? And if they don't cost a lot of money, these things, then what's the harm if you mess one up? Doesn't really matter, does it? I don't think, and it just gives you options. I don't know if you can hear that noise on through here.
Is it the dog by any chance?
It is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. So if I freak out, everyone will know why. I've got a wasp's nest in the loft, and they're getting in here somehow. And I just heard one going, zzz, and I thought, "Where is it? Where are you?" So,
So if he has a Benny Hill moment, then we know exactly what's going on.
if my
Just start
camera
chiming-
goes off and
chiming.
you just hear what resembles MF Vape on a meltdown, you'll know what's going on.
But he's okay, folks. He's okay. He's just been
There's a
attacked by an
wasp.
insect.
There's a wasp coming for me. And lastly, in my other pocket, I dragged everything up there. I've got the 415, the Ed 415 on here on this Stabwood one. Loving that. So that's probably, there you go. There it is. Looks nice on there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It does.
It does look nice.
Yeah.
That version.
So that's probably a good time for you, Jack. Tell us, I haven't seen your review, so well, tell us if you like it for a start and where your review went, what your good point. I mean, don't wreck it all too much, so you want people to watch it. People will watch it anyway.
Yeah.
In
no, I
fact,
think if you wanna
this might encourage people to watch it. Tell us what you thought.
watch, you know, obviously, if you want to watch it, jump over there and have a tinker around, have a little watch. Obviously, I'll be honest, and I said it in the review when obviously I purchased it off yourself, Mark, and I must have put 5-6 builds in. I must have wicked it about 15 bloody times, and the thing kept on pissing out everywhere. And obviously, natural reaction of it, it's user error. So I thought, oh, I've got to have done something to the coil, so we kept lifting it up, bringing it down. That weren't correcting the issue, and then obviously with the wicking, it was under wicking it, over wicking it, and still was pissing it out. And obviously, after you spoke to yourself and another somebody, it would come down to obviously the chimney. You need to screw that chimney in, because obviously I weren't screwing the chimney in. I was sort of leaving it sort of loosey tighty sort of thing. And then obviously it creates air. Then obviously all the pressure pushes down and pushes all your liquid straight out. So
I did exactly the same thing, Jackson, which is why I was able to know immediately what your problem was.
What it was. But
Yeah.
it did. It got me to that point when I thought, for flipping hell, this is a load of shit. I'm sticking it in the bin. It's going in the bin. But obviously I digged it back out the bin and rebuilt it up and everything like that. And then went with it. I had no leaks at all, not even a little drop come out, and I haven't since. And to be fair with you, yes, it is a very, very good RTA. I think for a couple of reasons. Flavour-wise, I personally think myself the Ripley is the best mouth-to-lung tank out there by quite some, to be fair with you. I think this comes very, very close. Flavour-wise, I'd probably say a touch better than the Ripley. I really would. Experience, because like I say in the review as well, I think you've got to try and get a realistic sort of vape experience where you've got to get it the nearest thing to how you would a cigarette or a roll-up, because that's what you want. You can have the best flavour out there, but if you ain't getting that draw experience, you ain't getting that feel, it's not going to do the job. Where I do think with this, you do get a very, very good vape experience with it. I really do. And I think, it comes down, because a lot of people are going to say, is it better than Ripley? Would you put your money on this? Would you put your money on that? I think obviously with, you got price differences between the two, probably about £15, I think, something like that. So personally, if you're asking me my personal opinion, with the Ripley, looks wise, build quality is better. It really is. However, vape experience and flavour, it's not really any different. And the 415 does exceed on flavour a slight bit better. So I think personally, for most hobbyists out there, I think we'd buy both. I really do. I think you'd be going out and you'd buy both. I think if you know, you struggled with money and everything like that, go to the 415 and then probably go up to the Ripley after. You know, so I think a lot of it comes down to what people want the look of as well. So I like them both. I really do. And I know it's as it seems is the drip tip, the clear drip tip, the coney style effect. I really like that, to be fair with you. I really do. I looked at it when I first got it and I thought I ain't gonna like it. But I do like the actual drip tip, and then obviously you've got your juice flow on it, which personally I would leave fully open. It works very well, fully open. The only one thing I will point out with the 415 is overwick it. I think overwicking it is the key to it. It needs that cotton. It wants the cotton, and it works wonders. Overwicked, it works wonders. It sails perfectly fine. You know, so I can't put it down, and that's me being honest. I can't put it down. So if you fancy it, jump over and grab yourself one. While
So
you're at it, watch my review.
obviously, watch Jackson's review. Desperately wanted to do a review on that, but like I say, my weekend is wrecked. But there's two things really, Jackson. You sort of touched on both of them in a way.
Yeah.
The juice flow, I found that you're better off turning the juice flow off to fill it. Otherwise, you get a slight over juicing. But if you don't want that, just turn the juice flow off, fill it up, and then turn it back on again. And the thing I'll tell you what, let's break it down if we can on the. I don't want to wreck your review, Jackson, but anyone thinking about it tonight, let's. Can we get a bit closer? Let's have a look.
I quite like the top cap on that. Like you on your review, you got a really good close up of how the top cap works. I think it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So let's. I've tightened this one up so much I can't undo it, I don't think.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a way to get the pliers.
That's exactly what I did, because I was going to take the chimney off in my review and I couldn't undo it.
It's not my night. No, I can't get the base off. I was buggering about with it earlier. Oh, really?
I know it's like a lot of people are going to look at it. Obviously, when Mark breaks it down in a minute, you'll look at your 2 mil sort of perspex. I keep calling it glass. It's not glass. It's some sort of perspex, something like that. But when it comes to the base, it's obviously metal to plastic. So you've got your threads on the actual glass section. I know a lot of people are going to be put off by it, but you've got an O-ring on the actual deck. So as you put in, obviously, the base onto the actual glass plastic, shall we say, you've just got to make sure you pop it in, push it in with the O-ring, and then screw your deck on, because if you don't push upwards to pop the O-ring in, you'll just screw and screw and screw, and it won't screw onto nothing.
Right, I've done it. God, I must have tightened that up bloody tight. Right, so this is the part that's causing the problem here. This bit. So when you get it, sometimes mine wasn't fully tight, and that threads into the top. So you just have to make sure that is nice and tightly in there. I mean, you do kind of think to yourself, "Cool, that's a Ultim piece or PEI or whatever here," but it does. You can tighten it up pretty hard, but just be careful if you got one. This is sharp as sharp here, isn't it? Jackson, I don't know if you found
It is, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, while we're here, did you break yours completely down on your review?
No.
Didn't you?
No, I was going to take the chimney off, but I couldn't undo it because I overtightened.
Couldn't you?
Yeah, but I don't want the chimney off. The chimney ain't coming off for nothing. It's staying there. It's not moving. I don't want it moved.
Did you take the base right off, did you?
I have done, but not on the review.
Right. Hang on. There you go. So there's absolutely everything. In fact, that's absolutely everything. So there's quite a lot of components to it. There's your base deck there. But the main part is that chimney part there.
Yeah.
So there you go. Put all those bits in a pile. There you go. But it does all break down nicely for cleaning, you know, and it's made really well. I think I love it. You know,
It's a decent knife to long. It really is. It really, really is.
it's one of those RTAs that it does pay you to invest the time in it to
Yeah.
understand it and get it, because once you've got it, you think, "Oh, do you know what? That is good." Because like Jackson, mine leaked at the start, and I thought, "What a piece of crap!" And I nearly threw mine in the bin. I'll be honest, I honestly did. It's the same as you, but just goes to show sometimes you just need to persevere with these things, and you'll get there.
What do you think, Mark? What do you think regarding the wicking? Because I've tried it, like I said, with the issue at the start, obviously with the chimney, and I kept, you know, you always put it down to your sort of user error. You're doing something wrong with the coil or the wicking.
Yeah.
But in the end, I strongly believe with this one, you have to over wick it. I think it benefits so much more for over wicking.
Well, I've never had a dry hit off it. But I found the wicking quite forgiving. And if you look, there's a, I don't know if you can see it. It's getting right as close as we can. Hang on. Come on. In you come.
Yeah.
There, and the side bit where it takes its juice, there's actually a hole, a cavity underneath those 3 dots. There you go. You can see it now. So your wick cannot trap the bottom. There's still juice underneath that wick. So it doesn't really matter if you stuff the wick right down the bottom.
No, yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I think that's part of its good design, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Have a look at Jackson's review. I haven't seen it. I'm sure he's done a sterling job. He's probably said it's not too shabby.
Yeah, that'll be in there somewhere. It will be.
And go and have a look.
Because one of the things that I only would bring up about is a slightly older style of deck. You know how you've got the screws. You've got to kind of make sure that the screw heads actually obviously need to clamp on to onto your leads. Apart from that, it looks really easy to build on. Just listen to what Jackson says, you know, because like he said, he's done how many 15 wicks worth of.
Easily.
You've invested time in it.
Easily 15 fucking things.
15.
Yeah.
Or just, you know,
I would
you
love
get
to have
to
been a
that
fly
point,
on the wall for that one, honestly.
You get to that point, you know, because with me, and I think with most people out there, even, you know, people in chat and everything, I think when you order a new product, I think you get a bit excited and, you know, you can't wait to sort of get it. Well, that's how I am anyway, a big fucking kid. And then obviously, as soon as you get it, you know, you're trying to put a build in and everything like that. The build goes in, the wicks go down, the juice goes in, then you sit there and then it just like literally, you could see all the juice just dump straight out and it was like, shit, done something wrong. And then when you've done it, like, you know, 10 times and you're thinking, here, I've moved the coil up and down, I've done this to the wicks, what else can I do? And it's just literally lob the thing in the bin, because I think if I remember rightly, I did put mine in the bin, and then it was just like obviously speaking to Mark, and it was like, did you check the chimney? And it was like, well, not really, no. And then it's just you check the chimney, you redo it, and it's just you hold it back up, waiting for it to piss out, and nothing comes out. You think, oh, fuck's sake.
I don't honestly get so much as a drop leak out of mine now.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No. So it's like I said, you've got the Ripley and you've got this, both on par with flavour and obviously drawer experience. But I think it comes down to, you know, looks. It really does. It's what you want. Do you know what I mean? It's what you want. So if you want the looks, it's the Ripley. If you don't want the look,
I think it's quite bizarre. A few years ago, someone would have lent me this, and I'd have used it for a bit and said, they're 150 quid if you want to buy. I'd probably have bought one. You know, that just goes to show how much better we are off now than we were a few years ago with our vaping stuff, I think. Because you haven't got to spend all the big bucks anymore, have you?
It's funny that you bring that up, because this is the steer that I'm using from Asmodus has got the same build deck that you would get in the Typhoon GTR. It's kind of got that same post system, and the flavour's very, very close. And from what I'd seen online, it was like 35 quid or something like that, and obviously you're asking 100 plus for a GT tank. So there you go, a bit of consumer advice from Mark himself. You know, you can get really decent tanks, really good budget.
That's now all back together. So it wasn't that hard.
There you go.
From script completely.
Well, I think that's the best thing with vaping, though. You know, something I might say is absolutely stunning. You know, Mark and yourself, James. I think there's that much out there. There's so much difference. You know, with different airflows, you're getting side airflow, you're getting top airflow, you're getting both. You know, everybody preferred something different, so they like a certain airflow and a certain draw. So, you know, there's that many tanks out there, that many different tanks. You've got something for everybody. It's just obviously finding that tank, isn't it? Especially when you're first starting off, it's finding that tank, that sort of airflow you like.
I will say that since I've had that, or this, I haven't used the Ed Zachary at all, really.
Yeah.
If
I'm being honest, I'll be honest. The 415, you're up here, miles above Ed Zachary. I can't even say the fucking word. Ed Zachary. I think the 415 kills it.
Ed Zachary. I was just reading Adrian's comment there. Drilling SS316L is very tough. Are they stainless? Yeah, they are actually. Yeah, do you know what? I thought they were aluminium, and they're not. So yeah, you could have a point there, Adrian. You could have a point. It's not going to be easy to drill yourself. I'll let you have that one, Adrian. You clever chap.
You look so disappointed.
I'll put this in here before I lose it. Of course, you know I'm still going to try and drill one, don't you? You do know that.
Yeah, but this 2-1, I made it a 3 and I lost my finger. That's what's going to happen.
You see me all taped up in a couple of weeks, you'll know what I've been doing. Graham.
You've got a few. I've seen a question earlier on in chat about that borrow tank. Asking if you could put what does it say here? What did it say? You could show. Could you show that borrow tank against something for a size comparison? I think it's the tank that's inside the
in here.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the obviously. It's that one. It's named after a windmill.
I think a borrow tank holds about 5 or 5.5 mil of liquid, I think. What can I hold? Well, here's a normal size RTA.
Yeah.
Does that help? But then they're not very big. That probably looks bigger. I was just looking at the screen. It probably looks bigger than it is because let's take it out.
Because like when you put it like side by side by a tank, like on the side view, most borrow tanks are kind of the same diameter mostly. They're normally 24, 22, 23 millimeters wide.
Yeah, this is the same. I mean, this is exactly the same physical size as any other borrow tank. Let's put that there and that beside it. There you go. Obviously, this is taller. You know, so it's flatter, the borrow tank.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit wider. But it is, I think these are going to sell like hotcakes, these Ambition Mod things when they're coming, because they are very, very good. And this borrow tank is also very well. I hope they're all as good quality as this, because normally I have trouble. I think everyone has trouble with the normal borrow tanks with the seals popping out. I didn't even lube this one up. I just did it. It's going to sound dirty. I did it dry, and and it was fine. I had no seal issues whatsoever.
And that's like that. I know. I think we kind of covered it last month, but we're having a lot of questions about it. The device itself. Someone is asking in size comparison. What would you say it's the same size as?
Well, it's smaller than the. Let's zoom this camera out again.
Sorry for being a pain, but there's a lot
No,
of
you're right.
questions.
No, they're valid things, aren't they? It's ever so hard if to the amount of times I've ordered something thinking, yeah, they're small, and then you get them, it's huge. You don't want it. So before you spend your precious money, there's the Ambition Mods one, and there is the Aspire one. So it's quite a bit smaller than the Aspire.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. If I hold that up in my hand, that's the Aspire. Still not huge. And hold this one up in my hand.
Yeah, you can well tell it's smaller, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is. It just, you can get rid of it completely in your hand, really. It's pretty much gone. Small. Thankfully, I haven't heard that wasp in the last few minutes.
He says the hive come after him.
I don't know if that's wasps or hornets, because they come over like some sort of plane like this, and they're like, no, and you get the old bat and try and hit them. Oh dear. Eden Kieran, I didn't know if we'd see. I did put his thing on the front there. I didn't know if we'd see he's having his house rewired, but yeah, well, he's obviously having a well-needed break. So evening to you, Kieran. Hope it's all going well. Get the right, yeah, Rufus, yeah. Get the 3D printed insect zapper out. That is down here. But how do you attract wasps into there? Or hornets?
Put some sugar water.
Put a light bulb inside. That would do it, wouldn't it? They always got a light bulb.
Yeah.
There you go.
The man's built a Faraday cage in his garage.
Talking of cages, I've just made Winston's new cage for the van. So that's all done now. I don't know if I can show a picture on here. That could be. Maybe we'll try it later on. See if I can get a picture up.
You say fingers crossed. Here we go.
Yeah, that's just a license for me to crash it, isn't it? Yeah, wasps' lives matter. Well, you can have them in your office then, Coyle, because I don't want them. I've had loads of wasp nests around here like this year. We had one in the front lawn, but actually buried under the lawn. They're in and out, in and out, in and out. One in the top, that they're all in the loft getting in here. I must get someone in to come and sort it out. Mark Trigwell, love my 415. Thanks, Naturevape. Clearly, Mark didn't have the issues that these two Marks had, eh, Jackson?
No. This chimney must have already been screwed in.
Yeah, wasps oot. Exactly. Wasps oot. So I'm trying to think what else is new that we've got. I mean, these mods are nice. These what are they called? Ed Arty. They've only just arrived. They were here last week, but we didn't have a show. That is just tiny. A bit like
that was nice. That does, Mark.
Yeah, they are. They're really nice.
Where's is the board underneath?
Oops.
Oh,
Aluminium. These are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So quite weighty. And stainless steel on the bottom. Buttons on the bottom there as well for up and down. And
I like that. I really like that. Yeah, I like that.
That kind of goes in the same territory as the
Pico?
swag. You know, the
swag.
like the swag, like the one that you've got, Jackson. Is it the Endura? No. It's the one from Vaporesso. It's kind of got that kind of shape.
You want about the Andorra?
Yes.
Oh, the mini Andorra.
Yeah, very similar, isn't it?
It's that kind of shape. You know, it's got the battery on one side, and it's got the.
Oh, they're saying shabby
shape.
mod. This Andorra, the mini ones, not bad. You know, I do find it quite comfortable, especially for a mouth to long tank sitting on top as well. It's quite comfortable, you know. I'm always forever going through this one and Head balance. The head balance is just class. I love the head balance. That's a mod that just, I don't know. To me, it feels very natural in the hand. Even the fire button, it's all natural. Everything's natural. Do you know what I mean? You pick it up and off you go, and that's it. Jobs are good done.
Mark Trigwell, yeah, he says there's a learning curve with the 4 and 5, but once mastered, the flavour is top notch. Rasper, because it's a clone, possibly. What's he mean? What, the chimney isn't screwed in? Possibly. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah, and Graham's put. I agree with you, Graham. Actually, it is a bit odd that they put the yellow ring on the clear. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Do you think, Jackson?
Yeah, I did. Obviously, I chose the clear one. It
Yeah.
blends. It does blend because you can get it in autumn. So if you fancy it, I know some people out there don't like autumn, but there is still people that do like the autumn. It blends in more with the autumn sort of perspex glass.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really see it, but on the clear, I suppose, to be fair with you, I don't think it really bothered me, if I'm being honest.
It's got the Oldham one beside it. Anyone who wanted to.
Even the autumn one, you know, it's not shabby looking at all. Not shabby looking at all. But I thought I'd go with the, obviously without the juice, and it looks a bit more sort of frosted out. But as soon as any liquid hits, it just completely goes clear.
Yeah.
So no, it's a good vape, very decent vape.
Adrian says, my genuine K-Fun Light Plus 2021 came with metal shaving stuck around the top O-ring and tank leaked until removed it and retightened it. Yeah, so I mean, well, there's one or two people who said, I think they're all made in the same factory. I don't know. Possibly they are, possibly they aren't. I don't know. I know some of the earlier clones were made of very inferior materials, but I don't think that's true of a lot of the more recent ones, certainly the ones that I've used and had. Lynn still says the tripod is still his favourite. Mouth Tiller, tripod's a very good one, of course. Got mine sitting downstairs. Use it from time to time. And yeah, quality control. Some slip the net, or is it being made in China? Yeah, well, I mean, there's things slip the net. Genuine or cloned, I think. Some of the things I've seen quality control on, but I remember I had the Keys Solomon RTA and I sold it to the guy. It was all wrapped up in the box, cellophaned, and he said, I can't fill it. I said, what do you mean you can't fill it? I said, just open the top and fill it. He said, I've opened the top. There's no holes. They hadn't drilled the holes. It was completely blank. There was no way of filling it. It was quite right.
Something must have been changing the drill bits in the machine and just went, next one. Jesus.
Daniel likes Daniel's a big fan of the Artemis, and in many ways, the Thunderhead Creations is quite similar to the Artemis. That's a GTA style sort of deck as well. So there's similarities there between the two. Oh.
It's like even though that I'm a huge fan of the Ripley and the Ed Zachary, I still keep going back to the GTR, the Typhoon tank.
Yeah,
it's still my favourite.
Well, if we're all the same, James, we'd all be driving red cars or whatever.
Yeah,
so it's good. It's
exactly
good.
Yeah. Like you guys said, the flavour on this thing is absolutely fantastic. But I keep going back to the GTR.
Yeah.
Every time it normally has a home on this, but I thought, I'll use this tonight, and that's normally where it stands, is on this thing, and it sits next to my bed. But yeah.
Graham, I would have sent them a picture that they would have sent another, but wow, shouldn't happen. No, it shouldn't happen. Adrian, so that 4 and 5 has not got the offset airflow under the coil then? Offset airflow. I've just stripped it apart. It looks like you could get different inserts for the base airflow wise, but offset. What do you mean offset? Sorry, Adrian, I'm not with you. It's 2 holes under the. Under. I didn't mean to do
22
that.
holes, yeah.
I'll do it that way. 2 holes under the coil. I can hear that wasp. That's putting me off. I can just hear that. Horrendous.
Starting to coordinate an attack on you.
Yeah. Graham, Bishop Berserker V2 Mini this year, favourite so far. Yes, it's a good RTA. Good RTA. It's Lynn talking to Daniel about the Artemis. Either of you two get the Artemis. Did you get it?
No, I've not. No, I've not. I've heard a lot about it.
Got it.
I've never tried it. Never got it.
I don't normally comment unless I have it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my, like, one of the things I follow is if I don't have it, then I can't comment on it. I can if I've seen it, I go, it's a nice, like, for example, obviously Andy, Mr. Intense, said I do like the dwarf. It's a nice looking tank. The only thing that puts me off it is the drip tip. It's kind of got that odd material that they've used.
I actually put a different drip tip on this one, as you can see. I got more of a.
Yeah.
Again, we like our own different things, drip tips, don't we?
This is it.
Oh, there's a comment for you here. Mech, they're made in China. That's why they're cheaper than the reg. But talking of mech, Thunderhead Creations are sending me one of their mechs as a sample. Ooh, interesting to see that. They've got that.
Oh, my ears pricked up there.
They got that unique switch, I think, on theirs, haven't they? Like a ball bearing.
Yeah, it's like a ball and socket. It's quite interesting. So it's like the ball, from what I can remember, is it's got the kind of ball bearing, and then it sits like on a cone. You hit the switch, and it kind of opens up and goes around the ball.
Yeah, I think so.
And makes contact. So it's like how your shoulder works. It's like a ball and socket. It's quite unusual.
Be interesting to see what it's like, because they look nice. They do look nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone in chat got a Thunderhead Creations mech? Let us know what you think about it. Grateful Ant, evening people. Good evening, Grateful Ant. Late night vape show. Yeah, hi to you too. I'm scrolling through. Do you realise I'm not actually that far behind in chat tonight, am I? Jessica P, I meant the mod, not the tank mech. Talking to you. What was that about?
That's why I asked you to bring the device back onto the screen for a size comparison.
Oh, right. This was
Yes.
well, you've seen it now, Jessica. Yep. But I didn't realise that was you that asked. But yeah, you've seen it now. There it is. Quite small. Like I said, quite a few of them coming. You know when you spot something sometimes, and I just thought, I know, well, the billet box and everything sold, and I just know this is going to do well, probably better than this Aspire box, and I quite like that as well. But the Aspire box just feels more, I don't know, this feels designed, and this feels like it was, right, we started off with a rectangle, now we've got to put bits in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. There's the new Cthulhu billet box as well, isn't there? Anyone seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, there's a new billet box from Cthulhu. I think that's only Steam Island that are selling them. I think so. I think they've got the rights or something to them. Yeah, done that one now. Got that comment again. Graham picked up my dry. Thanks, Graham. Oh, dear. Oh, Daniel, I was talking to Cheech. Well, Cheech is still in chat, isn't he? He's been well behaved. I'm away. Too many trolls in here. I hate drama. Bye-bye. Cheech. There are that many Cheeches. Exactly right. John Vaping Joker, 99.99 eSig 1. I don't know what that is. Don't know what
that could be the Ambitions.
Oh, are they stocking it, are they? I didn't realise that. Didn't know.
Just well, considering the price, it must be that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what I was going to price them at. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, I don't think they break. There's two different types. There's one with all the bits and the bridge and everything, and there's just the bare bones one. I think all mine are just the normal. Got everything. I think if you're going to buy something, you might as well just buy the bits. Might
Get
not.
it all together.
Graham, really don't like where the borrow tank sits. Prefer it hidden. Yeah, I mean it is pretty well hidden. You've got the little plate in front of it, so the only thing you get is a little spy hole to see where your juice is. So in the flesh, Graham doesn't offend me, but I know what you mean. In the billet box itself, it's completely encapsulated, isn't it? So I do get what you mean. How big is Winston now? He is 19.5 kilograms now, I think, and he's just mental. He's completely mental. He's a funny dog. I took the video yesterday actually, and he's on his walk, and there's a bank of long grass, and he's just jumping up like some sort of kangaroo type thing out of the long grass, and rolling over, and he's just going absolutely crazy. So funny.
What Mark doesn't seem to realise is he's now bought a horse.
I think he is going to be a horse. I mean, if you think, what is he now? 17 weeks, and he's 19.5 kilograms already. So he's going to be a big boy, isn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because especially with the name Winston, you automatically would think like either an old man or this little tiny thing. But Winston, and I hear thump, 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 thump coming down the stairs.
Size of his paws. But maybe I'll get Tina to bring him up in a little while, and I'll show him to you. I think I'd struggle now to get him on my lap on here. He's getting bigger. Graham says, looks like the Pico. Yeah, it does. He's talking about this, of course. Yeah, it does look very similar to the Pico. Anyone DNA 60 1 degree increments via eScribe possible? I don't know the answer to that, Adrian. Temperature degrees, I assume you mean. I don't use temp mode, so I assume that's what you mean. But yeah, I only ever use wattage mode. I never go into temp, ever. Any of you two use temperature mode?
I don't own a DNA. I would like to help, but I don't own a DNA, so I can't really confirm or deny that. I would imagine obviously eScribe's always got these updates, and you can put so many themes. I can imagine if you take enough time and just tinker with it, you could get it to the settings that you want it to do eventually.
Yeah, I don't tend to use eScribe myself. I know some people do, and they love to tinker, but I just think it works as it is, and I never felt the need to go in and change settings and things. But Gavin, sorry, what's Gavin put? Hi guys, by any chance going to get the 18mm Purity tank back in stock by Bishop Mods? I got my Bishop today and love it, but I had to order the 4mm tank because I got the 2mm lovely tank. 4mm because I got. Oh right, okay. Yeah, probably will actually if they're still. I think they still do them. I'll have a look. But I might even have one kicking about somewhere. Might do. I very often keep things like that, the odd one. I'll have a look, Gavin. I'll make a mental note and have a look for you. Get the top fill tank, Gavin, 4mm, and changes the look. Yep. That's the... hang on. Is Rufus talking about the Bishop or the Purity? Oh, there's so many accessories now for their tanks, isn't it? You get confused yourself. Daniel thought the same about the yellow ring at first, but once you got the juice in, it looks fine. Most juices are pissy in colour, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
That's very true.
Mm.
Unless you're going for like a cakey flavour, then it's brown.
Oh, Frank, that's cruel. Look at this. Look, my nan made me crawl on my belly across the rafters when I was 12 with a stick and spray can. Had to bash a hole in the wasp nest and spray. Oh, can they
Jesus.
crawl back without being stung? Oh, your nan was a stern nan. Crikey. Dear oh Lord.
Oh,
Pico was the
God.
first show, I think. Yeah, I think you're right, Guy. Yeah. Evening King Solo. He says, evening Jack. Hello, Jackson. Hello, chaps, and hello, Jackson. Put that on there so you can see it. You don't have your chat up, do you, Jackson? I don't think. Or have you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
No.
It's just obviously I speak to you as I can't.
Mm.
I don't need it. Obviously, you put everything up, Mark, so jobs are good on.
Artemis coming back in stock. Yeah, we are out of stock of those at the moment. I might have a look at getting a few more in because it did sell well and it is a good RTA. Kieran wants to know where Roy is tonight. Roy's got a chest infection, Kieran. He's coughing and spluttering and lost his voice. It sort of turned into a sore throat. And he was ill last week, so it's over a week now, isn't it? There's part of the reason we didn't have a show last week was because Roy wasn't very well. I was also struggling, not health-wise. It was more to do with my mother. So that's why we didn't have one last week, really. But this week, I didn't like to go 2 weeks without having a show. It just seems a long time then, doesn't it? I don't know.
Absolutely.
And
I've just seen a question for myself from Iggy.
from Iggy.
Yes, I do own one of them. Yes. He's because I've obviously got an inhaler here with me because I'm an asthmatic. He's talking about the aero chamber that you can get with it's like you can multi-dose with your inhaler. It looks like it's just like a big chamber that you put your inhaler on, several different types of puffs, and then you inhale the lot in. I only use that when I'm really, really struggling. But normally it's just your box standard inhaler for me tonight.
Yeah. What's that?
So there we go.
Adrian put in Naturevape Net Vapor review had the whole. Oh, I know what you mean now. Had the holes diagonal, one nearer the positive and one nearer the negative post. So opposite.
It's a different.
Yeah, go on, Jackson. You take it.
Yeah, on Net Vapors. If you look at Net Vapors 415 review, it is a different tank than what I reviewed, and obviously Mark himself has got. It's totally different.
It's the earlier one he's got.
Yeah. This is the. If I'm right, Mark, question say if I'm wrong, but I think this is the closest looking one to the real thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is the later one.
Yeah.
They did an early one, so this is like the later one, I think. So
the deck's slightly different and everything.
Cheech isn't off. He's back. Thunderhead Eye. Yeah, Thunderhead Creations. I haven't dealt with them before, but they got in contact with me actually, and about a different. I think it was can't remember what product it was, and it had been out a little while. And I said no, I sort of missed the boat on that. But I said I always like an RTA, in particular mountain one, and if you bring one out, then yes, I'd love to try your RTA out and see what I think. And true to her word, she got in touch and said, I'm going to send you a sample of each and some coils and let us know what you think and hopefully you'll buy some. And I tried them and I do like them. I have to say, very, very good. I won't spoil the review completely, but I've got one sort of quandary that I'll chuck this one out in chat and see what you all think. Imagine it's a GTA style deck. Shall I just show the deck? Is that easy?
Yeah, that'd be easier.
This is where we get juice everywhere.
And then the wasps come because they smell the sugary goodness.
That's what it is. That's my raspberry bee liquid, isn't it? Right.
Anyone else smell raspberries?
This one's actually got their coil in it as well. Let's see if I can go closer. Right, so you can see it's a GTA style deck.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you're not careful, when you open the cap to fill it, you can, those wicks, a bit like the Artemis, those wicks will pull out of the holes. It's because it's created like a vacuum, hasn't it? And when you open the top, there is, if you don't put the wicks long enough, it can pull them out, but you don't really want the wicks too long. Now it's all back together without leaking as well. Well done, me. So to get round there, I just, because it happened to me a couple of times, and it doesn't pour out because of the way it's designed. It just like goes gurgling. You think, oh, it's annoying, isn't it? Especially if you've gone out for the day and it ends up being gurgly. You don't want that, do you? So I kind of copied a bit of an idea from the Ripley, and I rolled up some of the steel mesh and dropped that in the holes. Then I've laid cotton, my wick, on top of that mesh, and it's like perhaps the rough bit of the mesh has kept that cotton down. Plus, I've got it on this, actually. Let's go the whole hog. Let's show you this, the one that I've done that on. So, and it's never happened since. And this one is juicing so well, wicking so well. So I'm thinking, is there a better way?
Only thing I could possibly think of is overwick it.
Don't,
What I'm saying is, what you would do is overwick it, and so that there's
don't
obviously
judge
tension
me for
from
my
the.
wick. I have used it a lot. Please don't judge. There you go. So you can see I've got the mesh going to the bottom.
Yeah.
And it really does juice well, really well. So you can see I've used this one more than the other one, purely because I'm getting so much flavour off it. So I don't know. All you clever
The
people.
only other thing I could possibly think of is when you're obviously thinning out the cotton, just thin out the tails, and then obviously when you're putting the cotton into the channels. Obviously, it's going to kind of bulge up and maybe cut it at an angle, so it's going up.
The thing is,
But maybe
James, if
something
you
like
put
that.
too much cotton down there, and I do agree with you, but if you put too much cotton down through that hole, they never juice as well, and you get like overrun because it's not supplying enough juice to that coil. So I did try that, to be honest. I thought, no, I'm not getting the flavour so much now. So, but this way, really am.
Daniel, that's disgusting. Shame on you.
I knew Daniel would say something about that. I knew you would. Well, at least it shows I've tried it out. I haven't just thrown a coil in it tonight to use it, have I? So,
That's very true.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't know if anyone in chat had an idea that something else, because it is a bit of an ag, isn't it, to cut the mesh the right length.
What about how you would obviously, because if I'm looking at that, like how I remember how that deck looks, it basically looks like the True Tank deck without the metal bit going across.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you wick it like the True Tank, I think it might work that way as well.
Yeah, it could well be.
Just by experience, you know.
It has got to go through that hole, really, with that. But yeah, I get what you mean. I do. But you see, with the True Tank, you weren't undoing a cap as such to pull that wick up, were you? You were just sliding it round, which wasn't like pulling any. Because when you undo the top, you can actually see the air bubbles coming up.
Yeah, you're releasing it all.
Yeah. Anyway, you got a chance to see my dirty old wick, as I say in Norfolk. Daniel wants to know, he's got a question for the casters. Do you prefer stab wood or polished or dull?
I'm guessing mine's is dull.
Yeah, it's dull.
I think I would say probably dull.
Straight on it. That's dull.
That's dull. This is
dull.
I guess this is they're not. This isn't highly polished though, but it is polished.
Yeah, that stab was polished, isn't it?
Yeah, it is more polished.
I
See,
would
that is
like
nice.
this is the only stabilized with mod I own, and obviously I have nothing. I haven't got like a polished one to do a comparison with. But I do like to feel like the grains of wood when I'm holding it. You know, it gives that kind of extra grip. You know, it's kind of that's probably the only way I can describe it. You can feel like the grains of wood, and you feel it when
there
you're
you
holding
go.
it.
Yeah,
That's
You can
not
feel it on your
polished.
fingertips. That's
Is
nice.
that what's that one? Yeah. What's that one, Mark?
That's that big 26650 thing. Who made
Yeah.
this? Yeah, 26650. Yeah.
Nice.
So, but that's not polished, and that looks nice. Well, I don't think, I just like it. I like it in either way, really. Be like, you might as well say your furniture at home. Do you want it with a high gloss varnish on, or do you want it just stained? You know, they both look nice if the wood's nice, don't they?
Yeah.
I suppose. But there, hopefully it's answered your question, Daniel. Fiona, good evening, Fiona. Long time no see. I have the Max Mech by Thunderhead Creations. Hits really well. All right, that's good. So Fiona likes her mechs, I think, as well, doesn't she? So she's knowledgeable. So I look
I
forward.
think I seen that on her on her Instagram actually a couple of days ago.
Yeah, evening, by the way. Evening, Fiona. Has a nice locking switch too. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looked really nice when I saw the picture of it. Thought it was good. Yes, I am, Iggy. Are you still doing the free nest with the 3 bottles of juice? Yes, I am. Yeah. When they're gone type of thing. But yes, at the moment I am. Nikki, I have a Max Mech switch. Can be a little stiff, but loosen up after a bit of use, but hits well. Yeah, it's just slightly bigger than the Dot all-in-one. That's presumably talking about the Ambitions one, I would have thought. And Graham, I've got the Sigreen Excalibur in copper gold-plated limited edition, still hardest hitting mod 22mm hybrid. Oh, Frankenminds, look, he's got it. Got it, the Cthulhu billet box. It's very good. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things. I almost wondered. I think they're out of stock now, but I wondered about getting one just to see what they're like. Really, not that I need any more vaping stuff, do I? Really, but you know, it's always nice, isn't it?
One always wonders, as they say.
Yeah, from the horse's mouth itself, it's still coughing. Yeah, but he's watching us. See, there's Roy, still supporting us, even though he's not feeling well. Bless him. Yeah, I hope you feel better soon, Roy. It's miserable, isn't that, is if you're not feeling well. My next door neighbour's got the dreaded Rona. But I didn't know. They've had it for 2 weeks, and they just told me the weekend. So they haven't had it badly. They've tested positive, but they weren't bad with it at all. So, but we don't speak much anyway, so we kind of get on. Hi. That's about it. A bit like you and your neighbours, Jackson. You know they're there, but you don't speak.
Yeah. High or nod of the head or whatever it is.
I was gonna say it's for me, like myself and my neighbours. It's like when we went to that first kind of huge lockdown last year. Our 3 households became one big bubble because we were all supporting each other, and
Yeah.
you know, so and because obviously both of my kids play with one of their kids, so it was like, you know what, why don't we just focus on us being one big bubble. And it worked out really well because we could make sure we always had food, we always supported each other. So it was quite good, obviously, mentally especially. You need that kind of other contact apart from your normal family. Like, I'm going next door, you guys are doing my nothing. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, because where I say it's like a proper village, everybody kind of knows everybody, or obviously it's got a double-edged sword. They know your business as well as they know you, but it's nice. I like where I stay.
And just
that.
put
Good
Gavin's
to-
comment on there, but we talked about that a little while ago. So yeah, that's been dealt with. You read out Iggy's comment about your inhaler. Oh, I see. So he gets a better hit from it. You get more of the drug. They're fantastic. Right. Okay. So you get more of a hit if you do it that way, do you?
Yeah. So the long story short, the aero chamber that he's talking about, you put your inhaler on one end and you literally just pump as many doses into this little chamber and you multi-dose in one. You go lightheaded, you get the shakes. This is obviously talking from someone who's got one. But yeah, I normally only use if it's like a really hot day, pollen counts really high. But apart from that, I'm normally just on the usual.
I'm just flicking through a few of these comments, just putting them on there. They're
Point eight
chat
here.
within chat, but I'll put them on there. Mr. Intense, nearly 5 ml a day, approx 12 milligram. I don't know. Yeah, I filled mine up a couple of times. These hold 2 milligram, a couple of times, or 2 milliliters, and I'm on 9 milligrams. So that's not excessive, is it? I wouldn't have thought. About the same as Mr. Intense. And Kieran says, check out the channels, especially Jackson's, because he's just reviewed the... I'll plug it for you, Jackson. I'll plug it.
Go on.
So James, have you reviewed anything lately?
I did the Suicide Mod series mech. It was a Pennywise one. I'd done that.
Yeah.
That's kind of all I've like. And the week before that, I did the Hugs. Was it Hugs Vape? Ringlord RD. It's a 26mm. It looks a bit like the Mongrel. It's got that kind of bell glass cap on it.
Don't think I got the bell alerts for yours. I'll have to look at that.
And then I got the airflow for that one is quite weird because it actually goes over the top of the coils. So there's like an arch inside your actual tank. But good, you can actually take them out and actually build on it instead of having to faff around like I did at the first instance. I was like, how the hell do you build on this thing? And then I was like, hold on a minute, that moved. And I was like, those fuckers come out and I'm pulling at them. And so yeah, it's better for squonking, but it's okay for as a dripper as well. But it's more designed for a squonker.
I think Thunder Creations are sending me a dripper as well. I think they are, or is it an RDT? Anyway, I'll let you when it all comes. I'll let everyone know what I've got. Mark Trigwell, Naturevape. Are you selling the Molan bridge? Is it Molan? It is Molan, isn't it? And borrowed separate to yes, I will be. They're all ordered. I went a bit crazy on those, Mark, because this one actually says, I don't know if you can see it. Get it out of the light a bit. This one says Diesel Bridge, but they've changed the name to Molan. So, but yes, I'm big fan of this bridge. Whether you've got a billet box or whatever you've got, this bridge is good, very good. Probably one of the best I've used. So, definitely stocking them. Yes, I am. Got that smock. Graham Mabley, let's put that on there. Got that Smock Solus coming. Hopefully this will get my missus vaping fingers crossed. So he's struggling to get his missus on the vapes. Tina had terrible problems. Her dot mod, the dot shell kept leaking. I think she has used that for a year. Nonsense. That's all she's used for a year. And I think the seals have gone. I'm sure that's what it is. Around the outer edge, because you can see the juice going between the seal and the plastic. I had that with mine. You need to make those seals bone dry when you put it all together. If you are getting a leak through there, as a bit of a tip for you. But even Tina was like, she was getting crabby. Yeah, smoking was never this hard. Comments.
So does Tina build then, or do you?
Yeah, Tina does it all herself. I don't have to.
Oh, good job. Well done, Tina.
Yeah, no, she does it all herself. Yeah, I might do it now and again for her, but I would say out of 10 times, she does it 9 times out of 10.
That's awesome. Well done.
Gavin, can I message you tomorrow about the purity that you may have knocking about? But I've had one after been such a long time. Ordered vape gear. No, yeah, of course you can, Gavin. Yeah, send me an email. That's absolutely fine. The email address is on the website, and so is my mobile. So you can send me a text, whatever you like. Whatever you like. I'm an easy man to get in touch with. Too easy, I think, sometimes. What else have we got on here? Guy Stewart. I've got the Thunderhead Touring. Yeah, good RTA with brilliant air intake, trench for variable airflow. I think their stuff, I've probably overlooked them in the past, you know, but they do seem very, very well made. Really solid and nicely finished. So looking forward to that. Cheech,
I'll be
no time for
looking
drama. Oh, yeah.
I'll be looking forward to your opinion on it, because if you like it, then I'll probably end up buying it myself.
What, the mech?
Yeah, the thing is, it's been a really long time since I've purchased one. Like, I think the last one I got was
H24 probably.
Yes, actually it was H24,
Mm.
and I've got it here.
Do you still like it?
I do, yeah. I
Yeah.
really do like it. There's not obviously, you know, one of the things I like about it is when you look at it at first glance, and obviously it's got that sleeve on it, you don't think it's a mech at all, and I think that's what I like about it. And the fact that you can see the switch is definitely a draw. It was definitely a draw for me.
Yeah, nice, isn't it?
It works really well.
Yeah, that's all right, Adrian. I thought you were getting the bishop confused. I thought you were, but yeah, all good, not a problem. Yeah, that's a chat with Kieran. Yeah, I think Daniels hopes he's getting on with his wiring. That must be horrendous, mustn't it? The heavy house rewired. You must be breaking the back of it now, Kieran. You're on the home straight, I would say. So, Rufus, that's cruel, Rufus. Where's Laurie? Need a how to wick the true tank question. I did have a message from Laurie a little while ago. She's about to travel back to the UK for a bit. So, yeah, that's why she's not on there tonight. But we wish Laurie all best wishes.
Absolutely.
That's a good question, Iggy. How many setups does one really need? How many indeed? How many do you need?
Well, that's actually the funny thing is, I got asked that same question by a colleague at work of mine. I says, well, one's got to be a sub-ohm coil, one has to be a mouth-to-lung coil, and one needs to be a squonker. So 3. Just so happens what I've got right now.
3. There you go.
Yeah. How often do you switch tanks? Do you vape the same tanks, or do you switch daily?
Oh, I switch daily actually. Well, I normally switch between the Ripple and the GTR quite frequently, but I normally go back to the GTR. RTA, I probably switch between this and the GT4S quite frequently because the flavours are very similar, but how they're delivered, the pressure of how the tanks deliver them are slightly different. And normally any 22mm to sit in, that's either the Requiem, the Hadley, or the actual RD that comes with this.
Yeah.
With the Luna, that's what I normally switch it to.
I usually have 2 on the go. I don't know why, but beside my chair, I'll have 2, and I do switch between one and the other. I think when one gets, it's almost like you've vaped it a long time, the juice gets too warm. There's that happy medium, isn't there? When the juice is, you don't want it cold. You want it a bit like a car engine. Well, that's nicely warmed up, but you don't want it to have done 100 miles, do you? Because that's too hot. So you want it on about its 5-mile journey. That's what I'd say with a car. So yeah, and I switch. And if I go out, which I do regularly, but if I go out, I always take 2 with me. Because if one leaks or goes wrong for any reason, God forbid, you ain't got a vape with you if you're out for the day. So always take 2. Always have a backup. Always do.
I've just got this really funny image of like how you get that little tray that's in your car door and you've got like a selection. Just it's like a bandolier, but it sits in your car door. Like, what do I fancy today? It's Tuesday. I'll take the Ed Zachary out with me today.
Mr. Intense. I used to use mesh to feed the cotton on my SXK Corolla. There you go. So, you know, it's the same sort of thing, I guess. Oh, can't call me that. They call me that. Talking about my wick. Yep, thank you, Daniel. Put that one on chat. If you've enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up. It does help with the algorithms, blah, blah, blah. Gets us shown out there a bit more. I think, have I caught up with chat? Nearly.
Yeah, nearly. I would say so.
Pretty there tonight. I'm not bad at all. What's Guy put there? The only problem I have is mine is black and liquid. What's that? Liquid? Oh, it's hard to see through the polka dots. What's that on? Don't know what you mean there, Guy, with the polka dots. Clue. Don't know. And I've just seen something there about cotton as well. So, and Thunderhead is sending me some of their cotton. Actually, I think I've ordered some. The shoelace in 2.5mm diameter for, I thought, well, I'll try it for mouth to lungs, because it's normally 3 or 3.5, isn't it, for direct lung vaping, the shoelaces, and they're just more of a pain in the neck than using Muji. So I thought a 2.5mm diameter, I'll give it a crack, see what it's like. So we shall see.
Because I know that is it BP Mods have brought out their own cotton. They've basically designed it for 2.5. It's literally like a rope of cotton. It's in a little jar. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of reviewers I've seen Graham Greene use it. I've seen Vic use it.
Right.
And Mike Vapes, I think I've seen use it as well. I could be wrong with the last one, but I remember seeing a few people with it.
Iggy asked how many tanks and RTA and mods and things people have got. Rufus, look, 50-ish mods, probably 100 tanks. Rufus is one man that doesn't care if they ban vaping. He'll have enough for the rest of his life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gone up a bit now, Craig, but thank you. Right, okay, well, I think I'm pretty much there. Look at the time. It's 10 o'clock, nearly. Where did that time go? Where? It always goes so quick, doesn't it? Always. Have I missed an important question? Yeah, diesel is becoming a dirty word. Why they called it diesel, I've really no idea for that bridge. No idea, but that's probably why they changed it. Someone probably said that's a silly thing to call it. It is really, isn't it? Right, yeah, I think I'm there. Didn't get it why so with pillbox mods. I guess I don't know what means there. Probably about the billet box. I would have thought why it was so popular. I think it was gadgety. That's why, you know. And we all like a gadget. Don't we? We all like to tinker. And yep, I think I'm there. Always learn something new. Prices, yeah, we always do, don't we? Every day is a school day. We all learn, you know, as we go along. There's always bits of information we learn. I learned quite a lot by having this show. You people in chat are very knowledgeable, and you know we always get to learn something that's great. So the time has come. You led us in, Jackson. Would you like to lead us out?
Yeah, go on then. No, massive thanks for everybody that's watching, everybody on the replay, obviously all the comments, and obviously fellow caster James and the man himself, Mark. Massive thank you again to everyone. Over to James.
Thank you very much. And everyone in chat, make sure you go over and have a wee look at Jackson's review on the Ed, his Ed tank as well. It's a very, very good review. Very thorough as well. So thought I'd just give you another wee plug there before we go.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to everyone in chat for joining us this evening. Good to see you all conversing as usual, because it's nice to see Mark get confused because he doesn't know what's going on. But yeah, it's really good to see you all converse with one another and getting your own opinions on tanks and things like that as well. And we'll hopefully see you guys very, very soon. Take care, and I'll pass it over to the boss himself.
Thank you very much. Well, I just want to thank you as well, Jackson. I meant to mention this earlier. You did a little, like an update on the YouTube channel after a year of reviewing, and you said some lovely things about me. So thank you for that. Very much appreciated. It's quite interesting to hear what you had to say. It was open, honest, and heart on the sleeve, just as you always are. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And thanks, James, for coming on as always, being so reliable. And Roy, I can't remember his name. I knew he called him Richard for some reason. Let's call him Roy. Roy, see you next week, hopefully, and I hope you feel better every day and soon get over your chesty coughs and stuff like that. So it's not nice. So thanks to all you in chat for all your comments and participation, as always. That was a good word this time of night, wasn't it? Yeah. We'll see you all next week. Bye for now. Take care. Bye.